Hi guys, welcome to Crypto 101, the home of value and good information when it comes to cryptocurrency trading and investment. And this is the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show where we trade it and we do not gamble it. My name is Ahmed Meji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and welcome to the show again. And it's the 9th of December 2025, and you can see the news we are getting from the one of the biggest exchange in the world is not actually good. And I'm going to start with that before we move on to other things. You can see Bitcoin retail inflows to Binance collapsed to 400 BTC record low in 2025. Why is this thing why is it giving me a headache, or why I feel like it's not really a good news? Is because the market has already tanked so low to 80,000. So if everyone believes the market is still going to move up or shoot up, we should have more BTC flowing into those exchanges. I'm not talking about ETF now. I'm talking about the exchanges. But now we are recording the lowest BTC when it comes to centralized exchange and one of the biggest exchanges in the world. And this is really, really alarming. And I feel like the market is really telling us something. But what is it telling us? We're going to take a look at the chart as well and know what we need to do regarding our portfolio. But if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome to the show again. And if you've been watching, thanks, and please subscribe to the channel, like and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always get notified when I come alive. All right, without wasting our time, let's now take a look at the chart and see what is going on. But let me quickly share the link in the group. And speaking of the group, if you have not joined the group, please and please you can join the group. The links is down in the description, and you can use that to join the community, the challenge, and everything we're doing on this platform, and that will benefit you in one way or the other. So I don't think you should be wasting time to join the community. But that's not why we're here. The reason why we're here is to discuss what is going on with the BTC and other altcoins on the market. And if you look at it yesterday, I left this in green. Why did I leave it in green? I left it in green because I feel like it is not that I feel like the chart was telling us yesterday that it's time to get back into the market, and that was around 87,000. Why? Because we have a kicker, and the rule of a kicker means when you have a kicker, you stay away from the market, but you buy at 0.781 or 0.618 Fibonacci, depending on where the market dropped to. And we could see yesterday the market dropped to 87,000 before we start seeing the momentum that is now pushing the market up. So what do we need to do? I'm not going to lie to you. We just need to hold on to our positions. Why? Because we need invalidation in form of a structure, or let's say we have an engulfing candle that would have validated us that okay, we're going to have a downturn. But with the news we're getting out of the radar now, it's not really looking good, and anything could happen. And that is why I'm bringing this to your notice. Please and please make sure you put your stop loss right now. We entered at 87,000. Our stop loss is at 83,000 to 84,000. But before then, I have a feeling we might have a push up above this 94. Then we're not going to see a kicker, or we're going to experience an engulfing. But mind you, tomorrow we are expecting the Fed rate cut to come out. And if you look at that now, this is now another thing we need to take a look at. Fed rate decision split as user investment signals awkward 25 basis point cut. And with this alone, I feel like the market is going to tank. We've seen for the past 3 consecutive times they've cut rate 25 basis point. The market always tanks. So I feel like the market is going to drop if we get another 25 basis point, not 50 basis point. So having said that, we might just see this market move a little bit. Like I told you, the chart is not going to lie to you. Take a look at the chart from all the movement we saw from all-time high down to 80,000. So we might just see move to 0.382 Fibonacci. And when the market stops at 0.38 Fibonacci, it means the market will continue going the opposite side. So let's say the market drop like this, move like this before tomorrow. Maybe we touch around 97, 98, or even, maybe 98 at most, because I feel like 100K might not be realistic. But let's just say 100K, then we're going to see the market drop down like this because we only stop at 0.38 Fibonacci. But if we manage to push to around 0.618 or 0.78 Fibonacci, yes, we can now say maybe the market will just drop down to around 90K, then the market will continue. But until tomorrow, before we can decide that and know what we are going to do. But for today, is BTC still a buy? Yes, you can still hold on to your position because we have an entry at 87,000. We took profit around, I think I told you to leave the market around 90,000 thereabout, and we got another entry at 87,000, and it's still a buy. It's gonna be how am I gonna call it? It's not gonna be a buy if we break below this 83,000. And remember, this is for spot traders and investors. If you're interested in derivatives, futures, options, and all of that, you need to join the community, and the links are down in the description. So BTC is still a buy, but the news we're getting this morning is not really a good one, and I have a feeling we might just see low volume till tomorrow when we're gonna have the Fed rate cut, and the market is going to respond to any decisions the Fed make tomorrow. So that is that on BTC. It's still a buy. You can hold on to your position, but make sure you keep an eye on your portfolio in case of anything you need to exit the market. But is it still a buy? Yes, Bitcoin is still a buy. All right, let's move on and let's check what is going on with ETH. And if you look at ETH, we have a good news for both Bitcoin and ETH that happened yesterday. The Commodity Futures and Trading Commissions have approved what? Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral in derivative pilot game. That is good news as well, but this is not the first time we've been getting good news regarding altcoins, especially ETH, Solana, ADA. This bull run, I don't think these big boys are just interested in any altcoins. But if you look at the chart, what do we need to do regarding our portfolio when it comes to ETH? It's still a buy. If you ask me why, because we have invalidation. No, we didn't even get a buy. We had a movement, then we got a buy at 2,700. If you've been watching the show, I told you can buy at 2,700. Then the market went ahead to 3.2, push back, and I told you it's not a sell here, it's just a pushback. And if you look at the pushback just gives the people that missed the 2,700 entry another opportunity to ride on to the game, and that was around 2009. And I told you yesterday it's still a buy. So what do we need to do with our portfolio regarding ETH? We don't need to do anything. If you're in a buy, hold on to your position. It's still a buy. If you're not in the market, you can join the bandwagon, or wait for tomorrow when the Fed release the data or let us know if they're going to cut rate or not. But our stop loss still remain at 2,700, which is our entry point that I told you guys to get into the market. So Ethereum is still a buy as well. Let's take a look at Chainlink. I told you it's not a buy yet because we have not dropped into the buying zone. But if you don't mind trading like a day trader where you go in and out, it's still a buy on that note. But I don't like that for investors and spot trader because you'll be doing a lot of in and out. And remember, they charge you heavily when it comes to swapping and all of that. So I don't like it. If it's for derivatives, futures and all of that that they use leverage, yes, we can do that because that one they charge you a little bit because you're using leverage and you can go in and out as much as many times you want. But with spot traders and investors, I don't really like it. That's why I always want you guys to wait for the right time to get into the market. And you can see that is why I'm still leaving it in red, because on the bigger picture it's still not a buy yet. But on a lower time frame and all of that, you can get in. It's still holding on, but it has not even moved nicely like that. So I advise you just stay away from it. All right, let's take a look at AAVE. The same thing with AAVE is right here on the lower time frame. Stay away from it. What about Solana? Solana is different. Solana created a buying zone. You can see it right there. Activated our buying zone. Move ahead. Fails to break the kicker. Or if you look at it here, it didn't break it, so it's still a buy. Solana will be a sell only when it breaks below 120 with confirmation. For now, you can still hold on to your position. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB also is still a buy. You can see it drop into the buying zone. So our buying zone was 817 and our stopper will be around 788. So yes, we might see pull back because you can see it's pulling back a little bit, but it's still a buy. It might just pull down to maybe 850 again. They will see the massive money. Remember, the Fed rate card is coming up tomorrow, so a lot of things are going to be discussed tomorrow and you don't want to miss that. And we're going to see how the reaction is going to be when the New York session opens today. All right, let's move on. Let's take a look at LTC. LTC is still a buy because we're still holding above the $80 I told you, and we have failed to break this $75. So you can hold on to your position with Litecoin. Is still a buy. Let's take a look at SUI. SUI is not a buy, please, except you want to do the in and out, and that is for day traders, people that do in and out with leverage. If you're an investor and a spot trader, I would advise you just hold on, because what I'm feeling with this movement, I have a feeling tomorrow we're not going to have a good news from Fed. We're just going to see the market move a little bit, then we're going to see the dump to create a new low for all altcoins, and I feel like that is when everything will start to move ahead. But that is just my own opinion. Remember, it's not financial advice, it's just for educational purpose and entertainment. Make sure you do your own research and trade with the money you can afford to lose. Let's take a look at AVAX. AVAX, the same thing, stay away from it. ADA, that is Cardona, Cardona, the same thing. Cardona dropped into a buy. I told you yesterday, it only spiked the tip of it. But for us not to miss, I was like, we can go in, but it's 50-50. That's why I left it in green. But normally, I'll wait for Cardona to drop into this zone very well before I do anything. All right, let's move on. XRP is not a buy, stay away from it. Toncoin is not a buy, stay away from it. Asterdex is not a buy, stay away from it. And you see yesterday I told you about Asterdex that we were seeing this movement pumping up, but we need a structure to break out. You can see nothing like that has happened. Pump.fun, I told you Pump.fun is a buy, but why did I say Pump.fun is a buy? Is because this low is no longer active again for Pump.fun. We break a structure, invalidate, another one invalidated, and now we have a move that brought us into the 0.78 Fibonacci and gave us the entry at 0.002577. That's why I'm saying it's still a buy if you're holding on to it, and you can put your stop loss at 0.00246. All right, that's that with Pump.fun. Let's take a look at Ondo, and if you look at Ondo is not a buy as well. No structure has been broken, nothing like that has been done, so you can leave Ondo and not do anything. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at Zcash. Zcash is a buy. Yesterday I told you because it dropped into the buying zone, and apart from it dropping into the buying zone, Zcash has actually created a kind of structure, but it's not broken above it. But you can see I put it in green since yesterday when I told you it's a buy, and you can see it's still a buy. Remember yesterday I said you can get it at 390 or 394. Now it's trading at 412. So Zcash, you can still hold on to your positions if you have that. And that's what I have for you on the altcoins and BTC. Let's now take a look at some of the main token. We're going to start with Dogecoin. If you look at Dogecoin, especially all the main tokens, they've not been doing great since we had a black swan. All of them, they've been dropping down, but they've not yet dropped into the buying zone. Some of the altcoins are following them, but at least the likes of Binance, Solana, Ethereum, they've changed the game by creating the new low and starting to show us that they could move up. But all these altcoins, none of them is doing like that. And if you look at it, Dogecoin is not a buy. Shiba Inu, of course, is not a buy. Pepe is not a buy. Popcat only. I think Popcat O has touched the buying zone, and that's why you can see I changed it to green, and I said you can jump into Popcat and put your stop loss below 0.06. What about Trump token? It's not a buy. Millennia coin, yes, that one has dropped into the buying zone as well, which is looking great, and that's why you can see I leave it at green. Let me put the green down there. That's the buying zone. Let's see if it's going to push up from there, or we're going to break 0.08. What about Notcoin? Notcoin is not a buy. Stay away from it. Deep is not a buy. Stay away from it. What about X? X, the same thing, is not a buy. Stay away from it. And Swamp gave us an entry at 0.01 and shoot up to around 0.018, but now it's dropping back. Do we need to sell? No, we need to leave the market only if it breaks 0.01 with a validation. For now, Swamp is still buy, and that is what I have for you regarding meme token. But most of the meme tokens are not doing well. Some of the altcoins are doing great, but with the news I'm seeing today, we need to be careful because we might experience some dump, and we need to be careful. But most of them are still looking good, like BTC ETH, Solana, BNB. You can still hold on to your position, but make sure you put your eyes on your portfolio to see if you need to exit. But now let's check the bonus one that I normally give you, which is gold. And I told you gold is a sell. Please leave gold. I gave you the entry at 40,050, and I told you leave 4,000 at 4,050. Then I told you to leave at 4,200, and you can see since I told you it's been dropping, so please stay away from it. We need a new structure. We need it to drop into an entry zone for us to do what? For us to get into gold. So gold is not a buy for now. Please stay away from it. And you can see since I told you to leave gold since 1st of December up to a week now. It has not even moved up and has not done anything. So please still stay away from it. Gold is not a buy yet. All right, that's now regarding the chart analysis. Let's now dive into what is going on with the market itself, and we're going to check the economic or the market cap. And if you look at the market cap, you find out that the cryptocurrency market cap is now at 3.1 trillion US dollars, and we've dropped from the 3.2 we saw yesterday, and the volume is even low. You know, I complained about the volume yesterday. I told you guys the volume is really low, but I was thinking maybe it's because of the weekend, but I'm starting to think it's because of the Fed rate that is coming up tomorrow, because a lot of people will be waiting to see if we're going to have 25 or 50 basis points, and that is why we're not seeing so much volume or so much activity going on in the crypto space. But you can see the trading volume for the last 24 hours is about 115 billion US dollars, and these are the trending tokens. Zcash, Terra Luna Classic is back, on trending, and I don't know why it's trending, but you know what happened with Luna last bull run that collapsed almost this thing. Even the real Terra also is trending and is among the top gainers. You can see Troll also is among the top gainers. But let's take a look at what is going on with the top 10, I guess. Now, if you take a look at the top 10, you see Bitcoin is still at number 1, Ethereum at number 2, Tether at number 3, XRP number 4, BNB number 5, USDC number 6, Solana number 7, Stake number 8, Tron number 9, and Dogecoin is still maintaining the top 10. The likes of Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, they're below top 10. And also, if you're interested in knowing where your project sit on the cryptocurrency market cap, you might want to check that out on coingecko.com. All right, that's that regarding the market. Let's now check what is going on with the economic calendar, talking about the event of the day and what we need to be expecting. Yesterday we had nothing like that, and I'm not surprised. It was Monday, but today we are going to be looking at ADP weekly unemployment changes coming out from US, monetary policy reporting hearings coming out from Great Britain, then job opening, that's the job opening data will come out in United States 5 p.m. SAS time, and that will be 3 p.m. GMT depending on where you're watching from. So we kind of have some important news coming out. You can see the interest rate from Australia already came out and still remain the same. It's unchanged, but we have other things to come out in the course of the day, and you need to make sure you put an eye on your portfolio. So that's that regarding the economic calendar. And we have so much important things, especially tomorrow. We have the Fed rate to come out. That's the 400, that's the interest rate is going to come out tomorrow, and the forecast is already 25 basis point. And if it's 25 basis point, I'm telling you, we might not see something crazy. Yes, the market will react at first, but at the end of the day, we might see the market moving to its direction, which is the downtrend we are experiencing. But for now, like I told you guys, BTC is still a buy. You can hold on to your positions, but keep an eye on it because we have a pull back into that give us a buy at 87,000, and our stop loss will be around 83,000. And this is for spot traders and investors. If you're interested in signal for leverage trading and all of that, join the community. Is free of charge. All right, if you're still watching the show till now, thanks, and thanks for keeping it locked with me. It's Crypto Bin 101, and the show is the Bitcoin and Breakfast show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. But if you've not subscribed to the channel, please support the channel. Subscribe, like, and share, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can always get notified when I come live. Also, you can follow me on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram to get some nugget that I share on those network. But like I said, the news we saw is not really interesting, and the market might dump when the New York session opens. But until then, we hold on to our portfolios, which is the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, and all of that. They are still a buy, and you can just hold on to that. All right, before we end the show, let's check what is going on with the sentiment. Like I normally tell you guys, the sentiment is very, very important. Why? Because sometimes the market might want to do the right thing, but because of the sentiment in the market, people will want to just push the stuff to another thing. Take for instance, when President Donald J. Trump won the election, the market skyrocketed, then pulled back down before it now went back to all-time high. So something like that always happens. That is why it's very, very important for us to check what is going on with with the fear and greed index, which shows the market sentiment. But you know, last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, it was extreme fear. Last week it changed a little bit. We saw fear in the game, but now we are back to extreme fear, and this is another signal for bear market, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. We always see us in extreme fear, extreme fear for like a year before we now start seeing greed or neutral greed or extreme greed. So I'm not saying we're in bear market. Like I told you, for me to accept or believe we are in bear market, we need to break 75,000 or 74 thereabout on the chart. Until that happens, I think we still have the opportunity to pull back a little bit, maybe to below 100k or above 100k, or create a new all-time. I remember bear market needs to start next year January, and it will last for 1 year, and 2027 will now be where we should start accumulating some of this asset for another bull run till 2029, if the 4-year cycle is still going to stand, because there's not a lot of debates going on out there saying probably this 4-year cycle it's over because we now have smart money in the game. But a lot of people are still saying they don't think so, because what we are seeing on the chart right now is showing us we are in bear market here. But to me, we are not in bear market, because if you look at the movement from 15,000, you see when we broke above, we failed to break this one, another one at 48, another one at 74, another one at 110. So for us, coming into those zone buy doesn't mean we're in bear market, because we've done that so many times. So coming into the zone doesn't mean we're in bear market. We need to break the zone. If we break the zone, yes, we'll accept we are in bear market. But for now, I think we might see the market still pull up, even create a new all-time out, create a double top. But like I said, the fortune teller will always tell us what to do, and that is why you need to keep it locked down on this show every day of the week. So BTC is still a buy, Ethereum is still a buy. Some of the altcoins, they're looking good, but bad news coming out of the crypto space might change everything when the New York session opens today. But until then, we hold on tight to our positions and see how it goes. All right, guys, that's what I have for you on the show this morning. You can see the fear and greed is still extreme greed, which means this is where you start accumulating, but you accumulate when you see buyers come into the game. Do not accumulate blind, because a lot of you, because you see it's extreme fear, the market is time you want to buy. No, you buy when buyers are coming in. You don't want to buy, then people are still using it to cash out, or you buy now, the market still dropped to 60,000, 40,000, then you now need to hold and look it come back there. It doesn't make sense. Wait, let's get good entry, buy, and ride with it. All right, that's that on the show this morning. I remain your humble host, Ahmed Oladimeji Kazim, aka KC the Great, and thanks for joining me this morning. And please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, help us push it and destroy the likes button so that the algorithm can push us up to the tax. All right, guys, until I catch you tomorrow on another wonderful episode of the Bitcoin and Breakfast Show, where we trade it and we do not gamble it. Please stay out of trouble, trade well, and remember, it's not how many trades you take, but how much money or profit you make. Until I catch you tomorrow, peace out.